Good morning. The reading of St. Paul to the Romans this morning kind of sounds like a pep talk, doesn't it? It sounds like a coach who's trying to get his players excited to go out onto the field and face their opponent. Or perhaps a general who's rousing his soldiers to go into battle against the enemy. As we stand here on the edge of the season of Great Lent, which we begin tomorrow morning with Clean Monday, our adversary is not another human being, but the devil himself. The devil uses as weapons against us, like arrows and darts, our thoughts, our temptations, our fears. He exploits all of our weaknesses. Just like any opponent on the field, our enemy in this spiritual combat uses everything he has against us so that we might fall. St. Paul, in his reading this morning, says that we shouldn't have excuses or grumbling. And you hear it again in the gospel. Jesus says, don't be a hypocrite and don't play games about fasting. Don't get bogged down in stupid stuff, says St. Paul, arguing about what you can eat or not eat, judging everybody else. This is a season to look at your own plate, not at what everyone else is doing. I had to remind myself of that last night when we ordered pizza and my mother wanted a pepperoni pizza. And then left the rest of it for me to put in the bag and put in the fridge. I'm not bitter though, I'm fine. We've been given the spiritual armor of prayer and fasting and almsgiving. To whatever extent we wish to engage in those, to whatever extent that we can, each one of us has different gifts and different strengths. But no matter the extent to which we will do extra prayer or fasting or almsgiving in this season, it's time for us to get out in the field and play the game and fight the enemy. This is not the time for us to be watching the game from our couch or from the bleachers, but to get on the field. It's not the time to view this battle from a safe and distant hill. Now is the time for us to enter fully into the season of Great Lent without grumbling or complaining, as Jesus says in the Gospel today. Now is the time for single combat with the devil, which we don't go into alone. We fight the devil individually, but together with the support of our community, standing shoulder to shoulder in these days, offering each other encouragement and support. And in fact, this year we have the blessing of fasting with the whole church around the world because the calendars are lined up this year. And there is serious talk about the Catholic and Orthodox churches from here on out celebrating Pascha together. And so it will be my prayer each day of the season of Great Lent that the Holy Spirit will inspire our leaders to get out of the way and let the Spirit join us once again, at least in being able to say Christ is risen together. May this be the Lent that you run the race and you fight the good fight, as St. Paul says, that you resist the temptation of the devil, healing the sin of Adam and Eve, so that we might run with joy to paradise, which they lost because of their sin. May we in this season encounter true holiness, as Abba Zosima did when he found St. Mary of Egypt in the Jordanian desert during his Lenten observance. May we forgive each other and ask for forgiveness. The Church has given us all the armor we need, the pads, the resources, the training, whatever it is for us to get out on the field. We can choose to sit in darkness, or we can walk out into the light. So that as many times as we fall in this season, God will stand us up and will arrest the darts of the evil and insidious he throws at us, as we say in Conklin. We also pray that the Lord will surround us in the camp of his angels, and he does in these days, so that he might lead us to victory. Blessed Lent.